Why are we even here?
You got to put a little bit of stutter in it when you
Why are
say
we
that.
here? I don't get it.
Dickhead.
This isn't right. I think I had my mic off, so I want to do the intros again. This is Beyond the Supernatural Unleashed. I'm the GM. We have Howard Phoebus, Jack Napier, and Sergio Agravieso. We are picking up from our last adventure, where Sergio and Howard Phoebus were trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. You were in the apartment of Brian Simmons, Jack, with Howard outside with his two little Fifi and Fifi. What are your Chihuahuas' names?
Pit and Bull.
Oh my God! I guess I guess I asked for that one. I guess I asked for that one. So you're carrying your little Pit and Bull, and you guys are running because whatever it is that Brian's former roommate was transformed into, scared the living pee-pee out of Howard, the pee-pee out of Phoebe, and
Trickle?
it was just a slight trickle of pee coming out from Howard. By the way, you guys see your characters. I did a little graphic ad, so you can see the little pictures. Just some fun. As we're working on the stream and getting better at it, and blah blah blah, graphics.
Steve look bad ghetto.
Wait, how does he look ghetto? He's in a military uniform.
No, he's not. He has a hat and a red scarf.
Dude, that's a
military uniform.
That's a military uniform in Spain.
The Spanish Royal Guard.
Oh my lord. This niggas look like he went to a nightclub.
So that's two N words. We're gonna have to strike from the record.
Okay.
Swear to God. This is what happens when you get people from the hood who shouldn't be on TV or stream or have their faces photographed at all.
People from the hood.
Freaking goblins.
People from the hood.
Okay. You guys had you had set off the alarm for the business across the street. I remember that part. You threw something through the glass, and the alarm is going off, and you both took off running. Now, where you're gonna round the corner. By the way, I'm gonna start at. I'm working on the maps. I'm gonna be carpet bombing maps in this game and other games that I'm running, but I'm still not there yet with like the lighting. I've been futzing around with it. I think I got it down. That's going to be another element. We'll add the little box there so everybody can see what you guys are doing. You guys can see what you're doing, and then move your stuff around and all that good stuff. But in any event, you ran up the block and you don't hear anything from the building yet, but you do hear at a certain point as you're running, not looking back, assuming you just freaking,
I'm glancing back at the same time.
You can see the glass front door just blow right out, and you know the frame it frays out, and you could see the thing just pull itself out. It's complete. It's even more distorted physically than before. Its head is distended and seems to be undulating and you remember that old horror movie, The Howling, where you can see like the spots on his face are just moving and growing. Its neck is elongating. Its shoulders are stretching out to inhuman proportions, and it's pulling out. It's trying to pull itself out of the door frame. You get to the end of this block. You can continue to go. You can continue going. You're going cross town from where you are, so you're going from east to west, and you can go once you hit this corner, you can make it's a 4-way intersection. You can go straight, left, or right.
Yo, do we hear the alarm or?
Yeah, you hear the alarm, man. I don't have the sound for the alarm, but you hear it. It's just like. brrrr. Yeah.
Okay. So I look at Jack and I'm like, what do you want to do?
Come on,
now?
come on. There ain't no time to talk. We're gonna make the
Okay.
left. We're just gonna turn the corner and keep on running.
It's like, we don't have time to talk, buddy.
We're not gonna. We're gonna run in the middle of the street. We're gonna like go out into the street area. You know, there gotta be cars coming by here and there. Are they?
No, remember because of the whole event of the with the sky and everything, and everyone's panicking. There aren't a lot of cops on the street. There aren't a lot of There isn't a lot of civilian traffic, but there are people. You can hear a crowd that's coming from just ahead of you, off to the right. That's where Washington Square Park is. So it's maybe about 3 blocks away. And there was a rally that was rally protest / rally / protest / people panicking, but you can
So-
hear a huge crowd.
What I want to do, Lou, is I want to steer it away
Mhm.
from.
I knew this was gonna happen, bro. I knew it. So is the crowd coming towards the direction where the?
No, we're gonna turn.
No,
we're
you
gonna
just
move away from
as
the
you're
crowd.
running towards it, you can hear them more, but it doesn't mean that they're coming towards you.
So I want to make sure that we run not towards that way. We're running an opposite way,
Uh-huh.
and like another direction away from the crowd. Because if it's coming after us, I don't want it going where they're at. I want to lead it somewhere else.
Okay, so it's directly ahead of you and to your right. That's where the sound of the noise is coming from. So
The
to the
next
to the
block,
left
that can
takes
turn
you
left?
back towards the Hudson. No, yeah, the East River and the Hudson. So that's west side. So the left is
Alright,
to the
that's what I'm
west.
gonna do. I'm gonna look towards Howard. Howard, call 911. Let them know that we got something chasing us.
I can't do that. I'm gonna get fired. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be at work.
Okay. I was gonna say something about. All right. I'm gonna call 911, and I'm gonna let them know what block we're running,
Mm-hmm.
what we're running by, and let them know that we're being chased.
Okay, so 911 is busy. You get the busy signal, and it's being flooded. If this isn't an emergency, all that good stuff, that you're getting those notifications.
Howard, we're stuck. We're stuck, dude. We ain't it's busy. We're on our own.
Yeah, but it means thing. Lou, I look behind. Is there anything coming towards us?
You can. It's moving really slowly. So
But it is following
assuming you guys are running at full speed, you can
us? I'm
get.
running.
Yeah, I'm just saying. What are your speeds, by the way?
Mine's just low.
Well, considering that you didn't do anything with your character sheet again, I told you about that earlier. No, I'm going to do it.
Well, I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it, but obviously some stuff happened.
I'm going to take care of it.
My speed is an 8, so it's normal.
I'm going to do it. I swear. What about you, Jack?
I know my speed. I got my speed down.
What are you doing? Take it.
He's probably typing right now, going, "Hey Dwight, don't tell him your speed." 14.
Okay, so you're way faster than Howard, and he's barely keeping up. Plus, he has 2 chihuahuas in his arm, and he's trying to carry them too.
Yo, what is it with making jokes about my dogs?
I'm not making.
You shouldn't
I'm
be
actually
having
stating
dogs.
a fact. That's what you're doing. You're carrying them.
Okay, so we can't let the crowd obviously go this way because the crowd is gonna bump into them. You know what's gonna happen. Does it looks like the crowd is heading
I'm
this
telling you
way?
now, it's stretching itself because it's way bigger than what it is. I'm praying that thing doesn't start moving faster.
No, but hold on. Give me a second. Lewis, I'm gonna try to hear for the crowd. Which way is the crowd moving?
Dude, I just told you. It's
No, but is it now we standing there? Is the sound
they're not moving.
continuous?
It's the sound is getting closer as you're running towards it.
Okay.
But you did know, and this is stuff that your characters will know. You guys don't know it because I'm not explaining it correctly, but you understand that there have been reports of people of huge gatherings. It's sort of like, it's, if I'm going to pull from the contemporary, from what we're going through right now, it's sort of in that vein. There's a huge crowd in Washington Square Park. There are people with signs picketing. The cops are there. They're trying to disperse the crowd. It's a big boiling pot. It's stirring right now, and because it's nighttime, you guys are now at that point where people are starting to get a little antsy, and you can see the light for the cops. You don't have a line of sight for the park yet. You have to go up one more block, and then once you get to the end of that block, you'll be able to see right into the park. So you'll be able to see it if you go, but if you do nothing, and if you go to the left, you're going back down, you're going towards the river, so that'll take you away from it, which is what Jack wanted to do. This thing is still pulling itself out of the doorway. I'm saying it in the sense that as you're running, it's pulling itself out. It's not. It doesn't have like super speed or anything like that. So you're gonna get to be able to do one or two actions before I declare what's gonna happen next, what it's gonna do next. So now you have to decide where you're gonna go. Jack already decided. He's deciding to go left. He wants to go towards the river.
We should go towards the crowd.
What?
To warn them.
Dude,
If the crowd is moving
if it's
up here,
coming after us, all right? If it's
let's
coming
say if he
after
hears
us,
the noise, he's going to want to go towards the noise.
and then we'll attack it from behind.
Okay, let's go.
All right. You head down the block. You get to the end of it where you once you cross the street and you go past a certain point, the building that's across that street blocks your line of sight, so you can't see whether or not it's following you. You don't know if it's fast or slow. Your fear of what it is driving you to run fast. That's the assumption. If you stop, if you have to tell me if you're going to stop and wait to see if it follows you, or just keep running.
I'm gonna stop and wait to see if it's following.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what.
Okay, how far down the block are you going to do that?
Shit, all the way down the block.
So you're going to wait until the next corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be.
What is it? We're gonna wait half of the block.
First thing you said, the
Okay,
thing is huge now.
Wait a minute. Hold on for a second.
Don't try to make it look like the size of the Chihuahua. We could be able to look and see all the way down the block if the thing.
And
is,
mind you, it's stretching itself and
Yeah,
moving slow.
that's
So
what I'm
it's like,
saying.
yeah, we're going at the end of the
Now
block.
he's trying to
Pops.
say-
Yeah.
like-
He's trying to get us to go in the middle of the block.
All right,
Yeah,
take
yeah,
it
no,
easy.
It's a skinny, a slender man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nah, that happened. We're going at the end of the block, and if I have to, I'll use the camera on my phone. I'll magnify the camera on my phone to look down if I have to.
No,
Okay.
You don't want to do that.
Both of you guys roll perception.
What is that?
That's a 20 if I'm
Yeah.
correct.
That's a 20 with your IQ in the. your
You
IQ
use the
in
ME bonus
chart.
for whatever your IQ.
IQ MME, my ME is a 20. So it's
No,
close.
not your ME. Your IQ. What's your IQ?
Oh, it's 8. It's kind of low.
Okay. So no.
I rolled a 6. Nope.
All right.
D, you rolled?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, 14.
You can see it on the screen. It's there. Now, you're looking. He pulled. You have to put down your. Howard's fumbling with his dogs and his phone. He's trying to maneuver to look through the phone and make it and you could use the zoom, and you could see him doing this. You can tell he's a doctor, and he's just not. He's not for the streets. This is not his wheelhouse. He's just like, oh God, that guy,
Look at his characters, and he's like,
Now you're looking, and something catches your eye just in your field of view, which tilts your eyes upwards. And as you tilt your eyes upward, you can see it's coming around the side of the building. It's about 30 feet up, and it's just digging into the side of the wall and pulling and crawling around like a giant daddy long leg spider.
Now, is it like as what would be considered the head?
Mm-hmm.
Is it looking like it's focused towards us, like it knows where we're at?
It's looking like it's focused towards you. Yeah, you specifically. It's looking right at you.
Ah, because I did a flashlight to it. All right, Howard, let's go. Come on.
Stop moving.
Muévete. Muévete.
He's like,
I put my phone
No,
back in my
Why
pocket.
do I picture?
Oh, we start running not even faster. Yeah, I put the dogs on the floor. We start running.
Dude, that wasn't cool. You scared the shit out of me just now.
Why am I picturing Danny's character looking like the old man from Benny Hill?
The ball headed one.
Yo,
Oh yeah, it's like
Small, yeah, the
he
small
slaps him on the head.
at the same time, me and Danny are gonna be running around the cars.
Uh-huh.
Instead of running straight, we're just gonna be running around the cars like in the show.
Okay, because of his long strides, its speed is increased because it's just what it lacks in grace in terms of its movements. It's making up for in just its the length of its strides. So it's going to catch up to. It may not catch up to you immediately, Jack, but judging from how fast Howard was stumbling through the streets with them dogs in his arms, it's going to catch up to him at some point.
I'm gonna say, give me one of those damn dogs.
I told you I put them down. No, I put them down and let them run.
They ain't gonna. They can't run that fast.
Yeah, they can. Those things are fast. They're
Okay.
faster than us.
It's about 3 blocks until you get to the West Side Highway. So they've already blocked traffic, so you don't see any cars from where you are all the way through. There's no cops on in the intersections from where you are all the way to the highway, but you do
This is the reason
see
why I didn't want to
flashing lights at the end where the corner of the highway is. So there
So
are
there's
cop
flashing
cars
lights
there.
there?
Yes.
Lou, I'm heading
That's
towards the
where that's where
flashlights.
we're going.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Sergio, you were still trying to do some research, and Brian is trying not to have a panic attack because of the talking Necronomicon that you apparently have inherited. The research that you're trying to do is all the information that I've already given you is pretty much the best that you can do at this point. Now, you have some resources with you that you're able to translate, again, some of the text that you got. I'm trying to remember if I wrote it down, which I did. I think I did.
I'm trying to see if I still have the notes too. I'm quite sure I do. I just gotta find them.
It's funny. I wrote down my notes and then wrote fucking work information around it. So I'm like, wait, this isn't right. There's no billing issues with this book.
No, that's not it.
You had closed it, so all the other research you were doing was online, if I'm not mistaken.
I think after I got in the book was writing itself, adding
Yes.
stuff to itself.
Yes.
I remember that. I was recording that information.
Mm-hmm.
There, I was trying to find my notes. I
Yeah,
did
take
them on
your
I did it on Google on purpose. I just can't find it.
Yeah, take a minute. So, Brian's like, okay, I know I'm not supposed to freak out because apparently I turned into, a giant gecko. But did you get any calls from my aunt? Anything at all?
So I checked my phone, see if there's any phone calls.
There is a voicemail.
So I checked the voicemail.
All right, so the voicemail, It says it's the lawyer. Where's his name? I wrote it down there. There's no point in asking Danny. He don't take no notes. Son of a bitch. That's what I gotta hate him.
I know I wrote this down somewhere.
Just bought a book to keep all my shit in one spot. But anyway, so this message is for Brian Simmons. Brian, this
Here it
is Eric Lavin, your aunt's attorney. If you could give me a call back at this number, and he leaves the number, we can arrange for you to be picked up and brought to her to her Westchester mansion. That would be great. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much. And then it cuts out.
All right, so I got to repeat the message and I hand him the phone. Now I push play when I hand him the phone so you can hear it from the beginning.
Okay. It's just like, oh yeah, I hate that guy. He is a slime ball, but he is her lawyer. He's been our lawyer for like 30 years or whatever. Shit. Okay. Do you mind if I use your phone?
You want to call him back? Go ahead.
Okay, great.
problem.
Great. Dials the number. He talks on for about 30 seconds. Very matter of fact. He's asked you for the address of your shop, and assuming you give it to him, he relays that information and hangs up. You say, "All right, I kind of feel better, but I kind of don't." You know what I mean? Like I said, me and my aunt, we don't really get along too much. Sort of the liberal black sheep of the family, whatever. Yeah, but hopefully she can help me figure out what's going on. You know, she got a lot of resources, and I know that one of her companies. He says, I know that she has a company that deals in pharmaceuticals and that she may be able to help. Actually, she actually may be able to help you too. And he says that, and because I'm super grateful for your help, and you know, anything that you need that I can help you with, I'll be happy to do it. I don't. Like, this is New York. Not a lot of people will risk their necks to help you out. And now that I think about it, I gotta hook up Jack too. It's like, I wonder what those guys are.
Yeah, good question. I wonder what they're up to.
They're kind of taking forever. I hope they're not robbing me. No. He's like, nah, that guy's cool, I think.
I give him a call. See what's up.
Okay.
Call Jack.
Jack.
Hello?
Hey, Jack. You okay?
No.
What's
You ain't
wrong?
gonna believe something's chasing us right now. I'm with my buddy Howard, and we went by the house, and I guess his roommate turned into something, and I'm being chased right now, and hopefully we can get away.
How come you guys didn't just jump back in the car and drive off?
Huh? What car? We didn't go in a car.
You can hear that
Yeah,
in the
what?
background of his call.
What the hell is that?
Hear what?
The roaring. What was that roaring?
I didn't hear nothing.
So then why are you running if you if you didn't hear that? Because I want to run now and I'm not even there.
No, I didn't. Well, you heard that, right?
So I look at I look at
So
is it?
Brian is just like, wait, what do you mean they're running? What did they do?
No, nothing. They're just trying to come over this way.
What's going on?
They're
Ah, no.
okay.
You say, are they coming back here? Are they running from something? What's going on?
I don't
Will
know.
somebody tell me
They're-
what's going
they're-
on?
They're fine. They're coming over this way.
Do you seem untrustworthy right now?
Do I really?
I'm running for my life.
Help!
I'll get back to you as soon as I can, Sergio.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'll be still alive.
You should be fine.
Wow.
Take it easy.
Friends, best friends. Ooh.
He doesn't know what we're running from. He said that. He'd be like, caramba.
Ay, caramba. Okay. Now, not as soon as you hang up with Jack, you can hear a knock on the gate.
Knock on the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that was quick. So I go over to the gate and take a look.
There's you can see a long black sedan, black tinted windows on all four windows. A gentleman that's in one of those Men in Black type suits. He's not wearing any sunglasses, but he's a thick neck. He looks like he's Eastern European. You know, one of those bull dudes with his eyebrows are constantly furrowed, even when he's laughing. It's like, you are Sergio. We are here. We are here for Mr. Simmons.
All right, we'll be right out. So I look at Brian. Your friends are here.
I said, they are?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was fast.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
Well, I can't thank you enough. He offers you his hand and to shake. He's like, listen, far be it from me to tell a guy who collects rare shit like that for a living, but you should probably get rid of that thing. I am talking books. Unless it's pop up by Fisher Price, no bueno.
Like I said before, I'm pretty used to finding things like this.
It's like, all right, dude. Again, good to meet you, and just let Jack know I appreciate his help, and I'll be if he's still in town, or I'll reach out to him and see if I can do something for him. And I appreciate all his help.
So I'm gonna tell him let's go out the back, and on the way out the back, when we get to the room where he was staying in,
Mm-hmm.
I stop him for a second.
Okay, so the adjacent room that's
Yeah,
with the back door is.
yeah.
Okay.
I stop him for a second.
Say, hey man, what's up?
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Call back that lawyer.
How come?
I don't know. I have a feeling. Call back that lawyer.
Sure. And he takes your phone and he calls him back. And he's like, Then he presses a button on your display and tries again. That's weird. It says it's no longer in service.
It says it's no longer in service.
Yeah, this is the number, right? And he shows it to you.
I look at it.
It is the number.
Yeah, that's the right number.
What the fuck?
All right. You trust me, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for as long as I've known you.
All right. So
You can hear shots being fired from the front.
from the front, to the gate.
Not to the gate, just from the front of the store.
All right. So I'm gonna grab my heavy jacket. I'm gonna give it to him. And tell him follow me. Keep your head down. And I'm gonna check my weapon,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna go out the back door, but we're not gonna go to the front. We're gonna get away from here.
Okay. Give me a sec here.
So we're gonna move as far away as we can from the weapons fire.
All right. to figure out why I can't hear that on my side. Okay. So I can't hear the sounds on my side, so I'm not sure why this time.
I can't hear nothing either. I
It's not
heard the
playing nothing
shooting.
now.
It was very low though.
Was it on your end?
Yeah, it was very low, but I didn't hear the roar. I
Huh.
know Steve was able to hear the roar, but I didn't hear it.
I got everything going through my regular speakers, and I got the conversations going through my headset.
Okay.
So maybe that's why.
No, I don't think that has anything to do with it. Danny, I think you can you disconnect your sound?
It is. It's on mute. I just
No,
I
the
just unmuted
sound
it now.
from Roll20, because it shows that you have it active.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I hear that.
All right. Still can't hear it on my end.
Sugar's high.
Yeah, I took off the sound.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it.
You hear me over here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is always something. These things just can't cooperate. That's right. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Well, I'll figure it out. In any event.
Bring me some water. Downstairs. I brought it downstairs already.
In any event, we have. All right. The shots you heard are accompanied by screams. You can hear yelling, and then a huge crash, like glass breaking, and a thud as more shots are being fired.
Yeah, we out.
All right, so the alley behind your store goes out into the other side of the street. So, assuming you're going away from the gunfire and towards the other
Yes.
alley. All right.
Taking him away from it. The guy in front of me, holding his
Okay.
head down.
Yeah.
And we're moving forward.
Okay. So, please roll perception.
Yes, sir.
Couldn't do it today.
This character she's different. I got 16.
Okay.
Thank you, baby.
It looked like a ghost. She just came out of nowhere and then she disappeared. Because your camera got that setup.
I
with your
know.
background.
And she's so fair, she comes up clear too. When she
All
walks through,
right.
she walks up.
So, as you're running, you can hear
Nothing.
You know what it is? I know. I figured it out. You can hear this now?
Yeah, it's slapping.
Yeah.
I don't hear nothing.
I look up.
Now again, against the lights that are coming from the buildings from different windows, you can make out a silhouette of these wings just above the rooftop, and there's a person that's flying behind you.
Okay. So I take the safety off my gun, and we keep moving. We keep moving. I stay close to the buildings,
Mm-hmm.
as we're moving.
Yep.
I see if this thing continues to follow.
Okay. You get to the end where the next street, you would come out you're at the edge of the alley. The sidewalk is there, and you can go left or right.
Take a look. What's up?
All right.
What's
So
on this
to
street?
the left and the right, there's only a few people here and there, but there are a couple of people walking towards you guys from the alley, because you can hear them like, "Did you hear that? I heard, it sounded like gunshots." Like the looky-loos, the rubbernecks. They're starting to file. Maybe about 5 of them are walking towards in your direction.
But is there anyone that looks like they're moving tactically?
Because you have the training, I'll give that to you. And no,
So then I'm going to
like I said, they all look like rubbernecks, like just yuppie rubbernecks.
yeah. So I head towards the rubberneckers. Keep my weapon concealed
Mm-hmm.
and head towards the rubberneckers.
Okay, so one of the this 20-something, she's like, "Hey, was that gunfire over there? Are the
Yeah,
cops
right.
shooting at people? Those fucking pigs!"
Probably. I just heard the gunfire and started running.
It's like, "Oh my God, you have a Spanish accent." Splash. No. He said, "Probably. You should go check it out." No, that went from Spanish to French. I don't know how I did that. Okay, you push past them, and you're into the street. There's street lights and street lamps, so looking straight up, you can't really make out too much. It's overcast. Plus, the sky is completely black. And on top of that, so you don't necessarily see or hear those wing beats at once you come out and push past those people.
All right. So keeping with a brisk pace, but not
Mhm.
looking panicked, and trying to look casual. We're gonna
Okay.
continue onward towards the closest subway.
All right. So as you're pushing, you push past them. You do your looky loo, and you don't see the thing. You do hear a couple of shots go off from that alley because and a woman scream. You just turn to see what that the source of that noise is, and you know that the shot's coming. The lady that was asking the question that was in front, she took 2 shots to the chest and hits the ground, and
Damn.
her friends just start scattering.
So yeah, we run.
Okay.
Because, the crowd's running, so
Yeah, no,
natural.
they're definitely running. The train is about a block and a half away, so he's like, "What the fuck? What's going on?"
Tell them I don't know. Just keep your head down and go. Head to the train station.
All right. You get to the station. All the trains have been suspended. So there's no gate, but you do see there's a couple of cops that are down there, and as they're once you get to the top of the stairs, like, "Sorry, sir, station's closed."
I tell them about this weapons discharge behind us, a block and a half away. I saw a lady get hit. We're
All
just
right.
trying to get away from here.
So the lead officer calls his backup, and they start running up the stairs, and he's talking to his shoulder his walkie, and he's like, "Where?" He's like, "Point me."
I point in the direction, give him the address.
Okay. And he comes out, and with his gun drawn, and he's like, "Freeze! Freeze! Don't move!" You can see.
I'm gonna go AFK for a minute.
All right. Well, I'm going to come back to you guys in like a few seconds. So.
Give me about 2 minutes.
All right. So I'll stay with Sergio. He has his gun out and he's saying, "Freeze! Freeze!" And a couple of shots ring out. And he starts returning fire, and his partners push past you and tell you to get down to go down the stairs, and they all start shooting.
All right, I'm gonna go down to the stairs. I'm gonna look at the tracks. Is there a train there?
There's no train. No.
There's no train on the tracks at all.
No. There's a guy that was outside of the token booth, or they don't call them. We call them token booths, but the booth. And he had immediately ran back in when you came down the stairs and shut the door.
All right.
So he's just looking through he's like, his face is pressed against the glass, like trying to see up the stairs, and he can't get a good angle. So what the hell's going on up there?
So people are shooting guns up there, man.
Oh shit! He just
Listen,
ducks down underneath the desk.
I asked him real quick. Are the trains all shut down?
So yes. All you can hear is, "Yeah, they're shut down." Ever since this thing went down, the mayor's locked down the city. No trains are running until further notice. He said, "If I were you, I'd get the fuck out of here." He's like, "Go." You can see his hand. His hand comes up. He's like, "Go up the other side, the other stairs."
So we're gonna go into the train station.
So he can't see you. So
I know. We hop over the train station.
Yep, you hop over the turnstile and
go towards the tracks.
Mhm.
Go and take the service side of the tracks, and we'll head to the next train station.
Okay. So, Brian not arguing.
We're going uptown.
The sound of gunfire it was enough motivation for him to be quiet and just follow your lead.
So we're going uptown to the next train station.
Okay.
The tracks are dead. Besides mice.
Right. Besides the usual subway dwellers.
Yeah.
Okay. You get to the next train, the next station. It takes you about 25 minutes to get there.
Why?
Are you talking to me?
No, he's not talking to us.
Oh, I thought somebody putting you to bed. Is that what it is? You got to go night night.
You'll be fine.
You got to go me.
Are you hearing me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you.
How do you think we're
I'm
commenting
sorry.
for?
You got to go me. Look, he looks sleepy right now.
Yeah, I thought he
No,
was.
I'm not.
Getting to the next station, there's no cops there. You get to the turnstiles. You can see a guy in the booth. He's just reading a book. Doesn't even notice you.
So calmly walk by him. Walk up the stairs. Take a look around.
Okay. You're half a block away from Washington Square where these guys were, and you just happen to come up right where there's a huge gathering of people. You can hear them as you get closest to the stairs. There was a lot of noise, but it could have been attributed to anything. But once you get to the top of the stairs, you can absolutely know what's going on. There's a huge gathering of people, a lot of different varying ages. Some people with the end is nice signs. You have the nutcases and then the rabble rousers and all kinds of a mix of people. You can
beautiful.
you can hear sirens echoing and in varying spots.
So we're gonna work our way through the crowd to get.
So
The other side.
Brian's just like, "Are you sure this is a good idea, man?"
Like, it's perfect cover.
He's all right, man. I trust you. Let's get the fuck out of here.
So just walk right through. Just walk through the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Get to the other side of the crowd. Just keep walking.
Okay.
Once we get to the other side of the crowd, I'm gonna look up that gentleman's name
Mm-hmm.
online because he's a lawyer, so he's
Yeah.
bound to have some information. I'm gonna look up that guy's name. I'm gonna look up his work number, and I'm gonna try and call that number that I find online.
Okay. He has a website, but it's not under construction. It's just a web portal with the name of his law firms, Lavin and Associates. It's Midtown. It's a Midtown office. You can see his office hours. He's the only one listed as far as having a number, but it does say Associates. But it could just be that he's that shitty of a lawyer, but you don't know that for sure. But again, you can see his picture. He's middle-aged, white, very nondescript. You wouldn't notice him if you passed him on the street.
So I showed the picture to Brian.
Who's that?
I'm sorry. Is that the lawyer that you work for your aunt?
I mean, no, I don't know that guy.
All right. There's
He's
something.
like,
more
is that the
going
guy
on.
you said? Is that the guy who said he's my aunt's lawyer?
Well, when I looked him up online, this was coming up from his business. His only picture is coming up.
It's like, seriously, what the fuck is going on? That's no. My aunt's lawyer is way older. He's like 70. I swear, I spoke to him, but that's definitely not the guy. I don't know who that
Right.
is.
There's something definitely going on.
So yeah, you're not thinking of going there, are you?
Nope. There's no reason to go there if you don't know him. If you don't recognize him, there's no reason to go there. And I don't think we should go to your aunt's place that they suggested you to go to. But they
Yeah.
were planning to take you there.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
think that's-
starting to think you're right.
All right.
So
I'm gonna check my account. I got enough money. Let's go get a room someplace. We can sort this out.
okay. He's just like, can I help you? He's looking at, and as he's speaking, you follow his face, you see his eyes, and you can. There's a woman. She's about 4 foot. She's about 5'2", and she looks like she's in her late teens. really, she has one of those bowl haircuts, but with the long. It's like those anime haircuts where she has the long bangs and followed by really long hair going down to the middle of
Right.
her back, and she seems to be wearing some sort of white poncho, and she's just staring in your direction as people are walking by you, because you're stopped in the middle of all this commotion, but there are people going in every direction. She's the only one that's standing still besides you two.
All right. That's weird, and I don't like it. So I look at her, give her a little nod, and we start moving again.
Okay, she makes no movement. She just her head is just following you as you walk. She's just
I get you.
yeah. Okay. There is a the nearest place that you can rest your head is a hostel, and it's about a block and a half away from here.
It's not run by a Dominican, right?
No Dominican hostels. That was these the game we played yesterday. These guys were in a Dominican hostel up in Washington Heights. It was hilarious.
It was stupid. I'm a 10-year-old kid, and I'm walking around with Diablo, which is it's Big Mike's character.
He's basically walking around with an arsenal and a 10-year-old boy in the middle of a winter, in the middle of a blizzard. It was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I had fun listening.
It was funny. It was funny. I give it to him. Now if we can follow a storyline, that'd be great.
That would be interesting to see. Yeah, let's see where it goes. From
Anyways, so
Okay.
we go to the hostel,
there. Okay.
and I'm looking behind us again, make sure that we're not being followed.
For some reason, she does stand out. The further away you get, like anytime you turn around, she's there. She has not moved until you get maybe 100 feet away, and then she disappears into the crowd. There's a lot. There are more taller people as they're filling in the spaces as they're pushing towards the park, towards where the police barricades are, because that's the word I was looking for. Now, you guys, you get to the end of the block. You're winded. You're tired. You can see the cop cars there. There are at least a dozen officers. There's 2 on horseback. They're at that intersection, and there doesn't seem to be a crowd that's as big, but there are people. And the park, the West Side Highway, they built that nice little park on the other side of it.
Yeah.
So
I've
that's
seen it.
yeah. So that's where you are. That's where you can see a crowd gathered, but it's mostly just pedestrians looking and trying to figure out what's going on and talking and whatever. There's no anger in that crowd that you can discern. So a couple of the officers see you, and you're winded, but you can also hear your dogs like. Dookie.
My door's long, bro. Why you? You just missed it.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look up to see if I see the.
It's coming.
entity. So I'm gonna point at the cop.
So he nods. He's just like,
Point towards the creature.
what are you? Holy shit.
Just keep running. No, keep running.
So he touches one of his partners, and then the dude's just like, what the fuck? And they all start looking like, oh, just grabbing out their guns. The two the first 2, I'll say they failed a horror factor, so they're just like staring at it like, what the fuck? And three of the other officers, they get their guns out. It's like, what the fuck is that?
Yo, Lou, is one of the cop cars' door open?
No.
They were all
They're using it as a
car?
barricade. So they're on.
Okay.
They're all outside talk. They were
So
all
I'm gonna
outside
go,
talking.
So I'm gonna point that in. I'll be like, yo, let's use the loudspeaker of the cop car to warn the other people on the other side.
We're not allowed to touch this stuff.
What are you talking about? You're too busy fighting that.
Dude, we're not allowed. What we could do is scream and say, you need to get out of here. You need to get out of here.
Yeah,
and
but
point
across the
towards
highway, are
mountain.
they gonna hear us?
Nope.
I mean, there's no
Yeah.
sirens. There's just people,
There's
you know.
no traffic.
there's-
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's do that.
All right.
So we're gonna start screaming, say, please, you need to evacuate. And we're gonna point to why we're telling them to evacuate.
Godzilla.
Gojira! Gojira!
So do the people start running, or what starts going on?
Hold on.
We didn't hear you.
Yeah, no, I heard him.
Hey.
All right.
That was so funny.
I hate that ringtone.
Hold on just a second. Sorry
DM
about
got
that.
confused.
No. I know it looked like that. That's probably what it looked like.
We heard Godzilla, and he started looking around his
I was
house.
just like, wait, what's going on?
Like, honey, are you in your tongue again?
Oh, no, we don't want to see that.
That's foul.
He said the
When
dong.
he sees a hand grab Lewis like this.
Just start choking. That's not funny.
Here, little boy.
Yes.
That's not funny, sir. Sir. Okay. So the thing, they start shooting, which panics a lot of people as you're running towards them and screaming. Because as you were running and screaming, people didn't necessarily start running. They were just like, "What the hell's going on?" Then you start hearing the cops shooting. You. Where is it?
Raise the volume.
Raise your volume.
Perfect.
Oh, I heard it
Yeah, I
just
heard
fine.
perfect.
You got to raise your volume. This thing roars and it leaps off the building as they're screaming at it and lands just in front of their car, about 50 feet from where you are. It hits with such a velocity,
Like, wait.
with weight, yeah, that you almost get knocked off your feet. So and they're just shooting at it. This thing it grew. It still has humanoid-like features. It no longer has any clothes because it's torn through those. But its torso, it's elongated and stretched. Arms, legs, its head. As it hits, it's about 20 feet in length. And it immediately starts going at the cops. They're
Ouch.
shooting it.
Blinding flash.
All right, well, I'll give you that as an opportunity attack.
Am I there? I'm not near there.
No, you're not there.
All right, I'm going to go to the restroom.
Called burst of light. 4 ISP.
Okay.
It has to roll a 17.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn, that bitch made it.
So this time it this time it does not affect it. Mostly because it's not staring at you, but you can see it recoils its head slightly to the side, and then from the cops, it immediately goes back to you.
Well, okay.
Now
So
we're gonna roll initiative.
right?
That's my initiative roll.
I don't have to roll an inch, right? Because I was running, right?
Since you're running side by side, we're gonna you're gonna keep running or are you gonna stop? Because he stopped.
Okay, I'll stop and I'll take out my handgun. So we need to roll an inch, right?
Yes, sir.
What you rolled? The 12?
I rolled a 12. Jack rolled a 2.
4.
Okay.
Ugh.
At this point, it already killed 2 of the officers. When it landed, it just crashed on the 2 that were paralyzed with fright. It landed and just with both his elongated hands just smashed them against their cars. Now with one in the right, you can see he's lifting him up by his. He has his both his hands across his index and his middle finger. He has draped around him like he's basically wrapped around like a doll, like a muñeca, and he's picking him and he just tosses him at you, Jack.
All right.
All right, I rolled a 4. It's just still technically hit, so you have to dodge. You cannot parry this. Unless you have any other abilities that will allow you to dodge
I
it.
want to ask you something. Are we on? You know how the highway has that brick wall? Are we on? Which
You're
side?
you're halfway across.
Okay, so we passed brick wall. Am I correct?
No, there's no brick wall. It's just the you talking about the median?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know how some of them have bricks, some of them have steel.
Yeah.
So
you passed that.
Passed that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and you easily dodge it, and the body hits. And as people are finally waking up to what's happening, because this is all happening in that same instant. As you're walking through and they're shooting, people are starting to scatter like roaches. The body hits and just tumbles, hits the gate on the other side, and flips right into the water. The next would be Howard.
I'm running, man.
Okay.
I said, D, I love you. I'm out of here. This thing is throwing cops, you know.
He's like, I love you, but he's throwing cops. I can't.
Yeah,
No.
I'm out of here. So I come, Lou. So what I do is, since I'm behind the barrier, I bend my body low, and you know how you do like the ninja run, how you bend your body low and then you start running.
No, I don't know what the hell that means.
So basically, what I do is I bend my back down and I go to my knees and I start moving.
So you're gonna crawl?
No, it's kind of like a low run, but your body it's slowed down. I don't know if you ever seen the way the ninjas do it in the movie when they're running like that.
Yeah, but you're not a ninja.
I've watched enough ninja movies. I'm running like that, and I'm running towards the crowd of the people, the crowd.
So left or right?
What do since I seen the creature land? It's in
the barrier of the cop car barrier was to your left. The crowd dispersed in both directions.
Okay, so where's the most crowd running to? Like, is the crowd?
Dude, are you gonna take a census or are you gonna run?
Nah, I'm just trying to run towards the biggest
okay,
crowd.
so I'll give you
I got body
to the
barriers,
left
you know?
where the cop cars are, past the cop cars.
Okay, so that's the way I run.
Okay. All right. You heard a yelp as the body hit one of your chihuahuas.
Oh yeah, I peed on myself right there.
All right, Jack. They're still by the way, the cops are now are using heavier arms, shotguns. One of them took out an M. Is it MC? Are they M16s or the AR-15s? Is yeah. So they're using automatic. They're using semi-automatic fire and shotguns in addition to handguns. The dudes on the horsebacks, the horses fucking took off, so they're on their way back.
All right. So how far is it away from me?
Approximately 35 feet away from you.
I'm gonna shoot a fire bolt at its head.
Now, you're very calm about this.
Yeah, too calm if you actually.
Let's Swedish strike. I'm gonna be walking towards it, and I'm gonna shoot a firebolt.
Oh,
Okay.
now he's walking towards it. He's gangster.
There you go, Lou.
I'm hitting. I guess if I called shot for the head and it missed, that means
It missed.
okay.
All right. Thank you.
Chew up.
All right. Okay. Takes another step towards you. And with the other officer in his left hand. So many screens. So many screens. It's coming right at you. Coming right at you. It's not calling a shot, but it's going to hit you if you don't dodge. How many attacks do you have?
5.
All right, so you just used 2 because you don't have. Do you have automatic dodge?
No.
Okay, so that's 3 attacks that you expended. 2 dodges and 1 attack. All right.
Okay.
All right. So you dodge again. Boom! He hits, and he hits the far end gate just at the edge of the water. The retaining wall, and just boom! You could hear the sickening crack and the of his bones as they snap. Your go, because Howard's officially out of the
Yo, Lou.
combat.
Wait, hold on. Did I see the body fall while I was?
No,
moving?
of course not. You're running like a bitch.
Okay, nah, because I was gonna try to
Yo,
use the
don't be
weapon.
everywhere, man. Don't make me record the Everywhere
I'm just
Man
asking
song.
a question. That's it. Jesus
Everywhere.
Everywhere Man.
Everywhere, man.
I'm gonna do it. That's it. You convinced me. So no, you're gone. Gone in the sense of you're running away. And since you're doing your ninja crawl, it's half your speed. So you're not
It's all right.
moving that fast, but you're moving fast for you.
So
Ninja crawl.
okay. How far is it away? 25 feet? 20 feet?
30 feet now.
Okay.
Look
I'm
at
gonna
those.
run towards it.
You're gonna run towards it,
Hmm.
and
I gotta get into touching distance.
it's just gonna be suicide by cop.
Yep.
No, he dodged those 2 already.
Okay, you can run and then take an action. So what are you? What are you doing?
I'm gonna run
Because
towards
you
it.
have enough speed that your speed attribute is such that you can get to him and then make your action. I'm adopting
Okay,
that
I'm
from the
gonna touch
D&D
it.
model.
It has a -4.
What's the ability you're using?
It's called Supernatural Ablaze.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what it does, I'll tell you right now. This devastating attack only works on supernatural creatures and objects, including magic items that are possessed and inhabited by a supernatural force. The firewalker must grab or touch the creature to cause it to burst into flame, its entire body consumed by the fire. While consumed by fire, the creature is in agony and should seek to extinguish the fire. But should it continue to fight, attacks from melee are only reduced to 2. The creature loses all combat bonuses, performance skills of 60%, cannot cast magic, though it may continue to use psionic powers and natural abilities without bonus. Damage is 1d4 times 10, initial damage direct to hit points, plus an additional 2d6 times 10 damage direct to hit points per melee.
Okay.
Wow, that's strong.
Still gotta make an attack roll.
Come on, D20, 20, 20, 20, 20.
Don't fucking jerk me, bro.
All right, you're gonna hit a 20. Watch.
1.
Come on, Lou. Why you?
Sorry,
why
I'm
you
sorry.
hating?
I'm sorry. That's
Lou shit. Lou always hating.
Come on, 20, Poppy, 20.
Wait a minute, motherfucker. Shut up.
Just roll.
Oh.
Do
Fuck.
Do you have a prowess bonus?
No, I don't.
So he's like, "Ah!"
How you miss a giant monstrosity like that?
Oh my lord, he rolled a 3.
So I run up to the giant building and I miss.
All right, so you go to touch it, and it moves its leg out of the way, and it's just gonna stomp on you because you're running towards it. So because of it's the length of it, it's still awkward and moving. So just crushing and bludgeoning. That's all that this particular the way that it's metamorphed can manage. But lifting its foot to stomp on you is something it can do.
All right.
And the only thing you can do is dodge, which would make it your last attack. And this would be 1, 2, 3. All right.
He rolled an 18.
You can dodge.
Yeah, you just can't touch things.
Just can't
Can't
touch
touch
it.
things.
Can't touch it. Ding, ding,
Down,
ding,
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 ding.
ding. All right, so I'm gonna make 2 more rolls. Your attempts to dodge are gonna subtract from the next initiative, just so we're clear, from your next combat pool.
Oh, ain't that sweet? He's giving you a chance to live. Wait, is this the same DM?
Now with
we
that
were talking
19, son, you're gonna hear, "Ay, eso duele."
Ay.
Aye.
In your face, bitch.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
wait. There's like
Yo.
24. Fuck you.
That was good. That was good.
Ah, fuck you.
Damn.
Inside
Lewis-
joke.
Lewis-
Inside
Lewis
joke.
Is gonna, Lewis is gonna be like, "Wait, I'll be back." AFK is gonna go stop punching his bathroom walls.
Last attack is a 6.
He fucked this up. I'll be real mad.
Even like 1.
He
Oh.
made it 7. He made
Oh my
it.
god.
Yo, D, touch him, touch him.
All right, so we're gonna make the next initiative roll.
12. Come on, D. Come on, pops.
But hit the button already.
Ah.
Oh. I hate the damn die roller.
I know. I hate. Oh my god, bro. I don't even want to get on that. Actually, Lewis, one day I had a tirade screaming.
Yeah,
at the
he
die
did.
roll
He
about
did have a little meltdown. All right, next
I'm doing
attack.
the same thing. I just muted myself when I do it.
3.
He
yeah.
completely
Ah!
he stomps and misses
Come
you.
on, D.
So
Tell me
this
I
this
really
would be
gotta dodge a fucking 3.
no. He misses you.
No, he misses you.
So now I'm gonna
So 5
touch
or higher.
So now all you gotta do is roll over a 4 and touch it.
Come on, pops. 7. Oh,
Okay, roll damage.
Yeah, but he touched it.
it. It has a -4.
Is there a save for this? 'Cause I don't have the book open.
It didn't say it. I didn't hear anything about save.
Of course, he's not gonna say it, but like, I'm gonna ask.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, but why does he gotta say if it has a save or not?
Because he has to.
Oh my lord! Listen here, chicken doc. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, listen. I don't got powers like that. I just heal stuff. So I'm running. Once he's beat up, then I go back and I'll heal him.
He's just
Then I
gonna.
push him back to fight.
Then you're gonna step on him like what's that dude from
Saving
Conan?
throw, Instant duration, parry or dodge. That's it. So
Okay,
it has to.
in this instance, because it's all offense and it's not trying to defend itself, the only reason why it moved is like the last time because you rolled a 3. So thematically, that's how it played out. But roll damage.
1d4 times 10.
1d4, then 1d8. The ancient evil or alien intelligence. All right.
What's the power called again?
Supernatural blaze.
That's a nice power, man. Too bad. I
Yeah,
don't
but
have
only,
powers
it
like
only
that.
works against supernatural.
30 hit points.
All right.
That's for the first melee.
Okay. You touch it, concentrate, and activate your power, and it just catches on fire. The whole thing just lights up, and it lets out a huge scream as it's just flailing about. It's still getting shot at, by the way. I'm not doing the sounds because that's just too much, but it's still getting shot at as it's swinging and it's flailing about, and it lopes towards the water, takes 3 steps, and jumps right into the river.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Howard, you heard that, by the way. You heard the screams as you were doing your little cowardly ninja crawl.
It's not a cowardly ninja crawl. It's a strategic
It's a
move.
Okay.
Being a tactical beast.
Lou. So I take my wipes, and right now I'll start wiping the diarrhea that I got in my underwear and the pee stains. So I look back, and is this guy still alive?
He is. He's standing there like.
Oh my god! Yo, the light comes down.
He's got his Superman pose with his fists on his hips and shit.
Yo, so Lou, so I stay in my ninja walk and I start looking around, make sure there's nothing that's coming to attack, and then I start heading towards him.
Right. Yeah. He's standing there like.
That's a nice power, bro. That's a nice power. So I go to him and I'm like, what happened?
I'm like, look at the wet stains. I got wet stains on my pants.
Here, I got some wipes. I got some wipes. Oh right. My Lord! So, Lou, I look at the cops. How much damage?
There's 3 of them that are left, and they're on their, they're on their radios calling for. I need a bus. So I got men down, and all whatever the signs are. I don't know what the signs, what the call signs would be for that, but officer down, all that shit. And
Howard, that thing is most likely still alive. I said I set it on fire, but it's still alive. It ran into the water.
Good. Let's go the opposite way. So I grab him. We start running. Come on, let's get out of here. I'm not staying here.
Yeah, okay. We're out. We're gonna dip.
Look, okay. We're going the opposite way. We're going back.
I didn't want it to kill. I'm upset because it did hurt the police officers, but I'm glad not all of them died. 3 of them died. Well, 4. Well, 4 of them died. Oh.
How you did that? What is it you did?
I set it on fire with my lighter. Wow. I got like a gold, like
you a smooth guy. Let's keep running.
Just keep running. Just keep running. Just keep running. All right. For Sergio, you get to the house where the hostel is. The owner, he's out in front, just talking with some people that because doors are open and people are just talking about everything that's going on. He looks like he's Albanian. He's in his mid-50s and he's smoking a cigarette and he's slightly balding, completely serious. And he's talking to his neighbors, and he sees you coming. But he doesn't really take note, and he turns and talks to the guy, and his face is on the webpage for the hostel.
All right. So I come up to him and ask him, "You have any rooms available?"
You got cash?
I can get cash.
It's cash. 100 for the night.
100.
Hey, these are bad times. 100 or nothing. So Brian's just like, dude, I'll get it. Don't worry about it. 100 it is, sir. Yeah. He's like, and no funny stuff.
No funny stuff?
It's 2 guys looking for a hostel.
Jesus. Yeah, no funny stuff.
All right. You find an ATM. Get Brian. He takes out his ATM card and he's about to put it in, and then he's like, "Wait, should I be using this?"
No, I got it. I'll use my card to get the money out.
I said, "I swear I'll get you."
Don't worry about it.
I don't know. It's like, I think I watched too many cop shows. So,
No,
it's like,
that's a good thing. You thought of that.
all right. And he's just like, "What the fuck?"
I'm looking. The girl again?
She's at the corner. So the ATM was about a half block away from the hospital, and she's on the opposite across the street on the opposite corner, just staring.
All right. So I'm like, look at her like, listen, I don't want to be recruited for some special police force. I'm good.
Oh, I get it.
Anyway, all right. So I keep an eye on her. We get the money and we'll go back to the
All right.
hostel.
You get your money as you turn. This large. He's black, African American. He's standing approximately 6'5". He's really well built. He's wearing what's that? He's wearing like a linen outfit, shirt, pants, dark, and they're light-ish, and he looks like he's wearing a long linen trench coat for some reason.
Okay.
He walks towards. He walks towards Brian. Brian's just taking a step back. He's like, "Stay away from me, man. Whatever you're just selling, I'm not buying." Just walking. He walks back to where you're standing, and then takes. He's taking that step back as he's pointing. He's like, "Stay away from me, man." You can see the scaling of his forearm.
For the love of fuck. I stand in front of him and I put myself between the big dude and him.
So the guy stops and he's
Can I
looking
help
down on
you?
you. You ever see you probably saw American Gods, right? So he's the
Yeah,
guy
for
who
sure.
looks like he's the guy who looks like the god of death. So he's really imposing, and he stops and he stares at you, and so we only want him.
And who's we?
And out of the corner of your from your left side, it's like us. She's standing right there. Just like it startles you, but you're not like ah! No.
No.
But he's just like, what the fuck? How the fuck she get across the street in like 3 seconds? So it's just like he needs to come with us.
Why?
You know why? And they both turn to look at him. You can see him. He's just looking at his arm. He's like, his eyes are wide. He's like, no. And his hand is starting to change. You can see his fingernails pop off and the claws are coming out. He's like, no. And the transformation is starting to spread across his body, but a lot quicker than well, you weren't at the hospital, but a lot quicker than before.
I
Lou.
said, Brian, calm down.
No, Lou. what
Please
is
calm
it?
down.
Steve does know about it because I explained the
Right.
whole situation.
Yeah, but he wasn't there to actually witness it, so
Yeah, I didn't see it
he understands what's happening, but he didn't see how long it took from then to now. Just, the girl goes over to him and touches him on the leg, and he's just, you can see he just takes a long exhale. He's like, and the transformation doesn't reverse itself, but you can see he looks like he's gaining control of his hand, and he's just flexing it. He's like, what? So she says, the guy, he tries to move around you because you're facing him. You turn to see Brian, but he's still facing him, and he tries to maneuver around you to go towards Brian.
I don't let that happen. Like you guys still haven't explained to me why I should let you take him.
And the girl says, because he's one of us. And he needs to come with us now. He's in mortal danger. She looks like she's about 12. So mortal danger from a 12-year-old. She's, like I said, she's pretty tall. So she's, what did I say? It's like 5'4". So
Yeah.
no, she's not tall at all. So she's 5'4". She has really youthful features, almost like a porcelain doll type features. And as she
Just say she was-
turns to look at you, you could the whites of her eyes are gone. It's all black.
If he's going, I'm going with you.
So the bald dude, if I didn't say it before, he's bald. He's like, very well, come. He's like, this is I hope you. He's like, I hope you have a strong stomach. And he grabs onto you with this vice-like grip from your underneath your arm and holds on to the middle of your chest, and then reaches over and grabs them, and that linen trench coat, it became his wings, and he just takes one flap and just takes off into the sky. And you're like, ah!
That's fun.
Okay. So what? Because we got to start late, and I know you guys got to work, I'm gonna stop it right here. If at any point this week you guys want to pick this up, please let me know, and we'll do that. Whatever dates you guys have available, or we'll get started at the earliest time that everyone can get together. All right. So thank you everybody for watching. We did get started a little late, but we had fun. Some people shat their pants. Some people almost got stomped in the face. And so some people rolling really crappy to hit, but they can dodge like a motherfucker. And then we
You're not
have
lying. He was like 24.
and then we have doctors without borders, and by borders I mean borders in their shorts. It is full of poop.
That's why I walk around with wipes.
Even your dogs are like, ew, that's
He wiped
gross.
himself with the dog.
Yo, okay, wait. Since we're here, I get out of work at 7, so I could be on any day.
We
by
can talk about
7
this
to 8.
afterwards. So, for your friendly, not so friendly neighborhood GM, my name is Louis. We have Howard, Sergio, and Jack. We bid you a fond farewell, everyone.
That was funny, bro.